I'm standing at the edge of the dense Australian bush, the sun setting behind me, casting long, eerie shadows. The stories of the Yara-ma-yha-who had always seemed like just that, stories. But something about tonight feels different, as if the very air is charged with a malevolent energy. My mate Dave and I had been hiking all day. He's a thrill seeker, always looking for the next adventure. "Come on, Jake," he'd said. "Let's camp out here. No one's ever seen the Yara-ma-yha-who. It's just a legend." I agreed, though uneasily. Now, with the sun dipping below the horizon, I regret my decision. The bush comes alive with the sounds of the night, chirping insects, rustling leaves, and distant animal calls. We set up camp, our fire a flickering beacon against the encroaching darkness. Dave is in high spirits, laughing and telling jokes, but I can't shake the feeling that we're being watched. "Jake, you look like you've seen a ghost," Dave teases, handing me a beer. I take it, trying to calm my nerves. The night deepens, and Dave eventually falls asleep, his snores mingling with the sounds of the wilderness. I sit by the fire, staring into the flames when I hear it, a faint, almost imperceptible rustling from the trees. My heart pounds. I tell myself it's just an animal, maybe a possum or a kangaroo. But then I see it, a shadow moving through the trees. It's small, about the size of a child, but it moves with an unnatural grace, limbs extending in impossible angles. "Dave," I whisper, shaking him awake. He grumbles, rubbing his eyes. "What is it?" he asks, annoyed. "Something's out there," I say, my voice trembling. He sits up, looking around. "It's probably just an animal," he says, but I can see the uncertainty in his eyes. The rustling grows louder, closer. Suddenly, the figure steps into the light of the fire. It's horrifying. A small, red-skinned creature with an oversized head and long, spindly fingers. Its eyes are pitch black, voids of nothingness that seem to suck in the light. It smiles, revealing sharp, needle-like teeth. "Holy shit!" Dave breathes, scrambling to his feet. The creature moves quickly, too quickly, leaping towards him with a fluid, almost serpentine motion. It latches onto him, its fingers digging into his skin. Dave screams, a sound that will haunt me forever, as the creature's mouth opens impossibly wide, engulfing his head. I'm frozen, paralyzed with fear. I watch as the creature devours Dave, his body convulsing and then going still. The creature's belly distends grotesquely as it swallows him whole. Then it turns to me, its black eyes locking onto mine. I run. I don't think. I just run, crashing through the underbrush, branches scratching my face and arms. I can hear it behind me, moving faster than any human could. My lungs burn, my legs feel like lead, but I can't stop. I burst into a small clearing and trip, falling to the ground. I roll over, and it's there, standing over me. "Please," I beg, tears streaming down my face. It smiles again, that awful, predatory grin. But then, it hesitates, tilting its head as if listening to something I can't hear. With a final, malevolent look, it turns and disappears into the bush. I lie there for what feels like hours, too terrified to move. When I finally find the strength to stand, the sun is rising, casting a pale light over the landscape. I stumble back to our campsite. Dave's gone, his belongings scattered, but there's no sign of struggle. If it weren't for the blood on the ground, I could almost convince myself it was a nightmare. But I know the truth. I saw it. The Yara-ma-yha-who is real, and it's still out there, lurking in the shadows. I feel a cold breath on my neck, and as I turn, those black eyes meet mine one last time. It's too late to scream.